Hello friends, let's discuss current affairs. Today's first questions about now the period for which this is 24th last week actually of November. Sashi Ruya, who passed away recently, was a co-founder of the SR group. SR, ESSS and ARR, two sounds there, S and R. Sashi Ruya are not the two sounds. ESS is Sashi, AR is Ravi Ruya. Sashi and Ravi Ruya, two brothers, started SR Group in the 1960s. Now this is a conglomerate. They were into a lot of companies. They have a lot of businesses: steel, power, oil, and all that, hydrocarbons and all. Of late, of course, they went bankrupt, and they are into more of green economy. And Sashi Ruya, the patriarch of the group, died recently. Sashi and Ravi. So ESS is S, Sashi, AR is R, Ravi. So two brothers started this company. Let's look at the choices here. Vedanta Group. Now Vedanta is a highly diversified metals group. This company, or rather this group, owns companies like Sterlite Copper. You will be familiar with Bharat Aluminium Company, which is Balco, BALCO, Balco. Then there is Hindustan Zinc. So all these companies are owned by Vedanta Group, and it was started by a man called Dwarka Prasad Agarwal, DP Agarwal. Let me repeat, DP Agarwal, Dwarka Prasad Agarwal. Coming to DLF Group, Delhi Land and Delhi Land and Finance. Delhi Land and Finance Group was started by Chaudhry Raghavendra Singh. And this was way back in the 1940s, late 1940s. I think sometime in the 46, a year before our independence. Godrej Group. Now, Godrej, again, as you know, is a highly diversified business entity. It was started primarily by two persons. One is Firoz Shah. The other was Ardeshir, Ardeshir. Ardeshir Godrej and Firoz Shah Godrej started the Godrej Group. Dabur. You may be familiar, Dabur is not the surname, my friends. Da is doctor, Bar is Burman. So there was a guy called Dr. S.K. Burman, who started a small Ayurvedic practice, and he started this business. He started his dispensary in Calcutta, and slowly his practice came to be called Dabur. Da for doctor, Bar for Burman, Dr. Burman. Okay, so that's a little about these groups as well. National Milk Day is celebrated on the birthday of Verghese Kurian, the great Verghese Kurian. Dr. Verghese Kurian, my friends, is the father of India's milk revolution. The milk revolution is also called the White Revolution or Operation Flood. Let me repeat, milk revolution, White Revolution or Operation Flood. Now, Dr. Verghese Kurian was the chief of National Dairy Development Board, NDDB, National Dairy Development Board. He came to the scene at a time when India was, we had one of the largest cattle populations in the world, yet our children would go without milk. And, keeping in mind this situation, Dr. Kurian and another person called Tribhuvan Das Patel. Let me repeat the name, Tribhuvan Das Patel. So together, Tribhuvan Das Patel and Dr. Kurian are called the fathers of India's milk revolution, India's white revolution. So the first name is mentioned here, the other name is Tribhuvan Das Patel. So in fact, Dr. Kurian worked under Tribhuvan Das Patel. Now, at a time when we were importing milk powder, throughout the 50s and early 60s, Dr. Kurian started, Dr. Kurian and Tribhuvan Das Patel started organizing cooperatives and everything. Even, this work started much before this, but It picked up pace after these guys came on the scene. And today, you know, Amul, it's a brainchild of Dr. Kurian. Amul, AMUL. Amul is a 80,000 crore company. We may think it's a, we may think it's a doodh wali company, doodh milk production company, but otherwise it's actually, you would say it's a 80,000 crore entity. 80,000 crore is a lot of money for a milk manufacturer, isn't it? A milk supplier. So, S&P, Standard and Poor's, is a global credit rating agency. There are three primarily. One is Moody's, MOODY' Moody's. Then we have Fitch, FITCH, and the third is S&P. No particular ranking. In random order I mentioned these three. S&P Global Ratings has written India's gross domestic product forecast for the current financial year at about 6.8%. Now, these are all forecasts. See, I always, you know that I'm not a great fan of forecasts because things could change tomorrow, next moment. So we should be pretty careful about projecting. But when they make the projection like this 6.8%, they are taking into consideration a lot of factors. So there is political stability, economic stability. There could be, the consequences, the impact of foreign wars on India, the Israel-Palestine war, or Israel-Iran. Now there could be something of the Syria situation as well. Then there is this Ukraine-Russia war. Of course, plenty of cases. The instability in Bangladesh, in our neighborhood. Then monsoon conditions. We have something beyond monsoon conditions. We could look at local climate also, not forget the national thing, monsoon and everything. So subject to a lot of conditions, growth rates could go up or down. It's not likely to be great this year because unlike the last year, we have had a slowdown in the second quarter of this financial year. The first quarter, April to June, our economy grew at 6.7%. In the second quarter, we grew at 5.4%. So 12.1% and average of 6% for the first 6 months of the financial year. So our economy has grown at 6% over the corresponding period in the previous financial year. The RBI says that it could be that the next 6 months, that is the second half of the financial year, October to March, GDP could grow between 6.5% to 6.8%, which also would mean that the average for the entire year would not be more than 6.5%. Would not be more than 6.5% as per the RBI's forecast. So these kinds of forecasts are like subject to a lot of conditions. Who emerged as the most expensive player in IPL, Indian Premier League history, securing a staggering bid of 27 crore from the Lucknow Super Giants? That's, ladies and gentlemen, Rishabh Pant. Shreyas Iyer, Venkatesh Iyer, Mitchell Stark, they all got phenomenal numbers against their names, but the cake was taken by, the guy who took the top spot was Rishabh Pant. 27 crore. I have often been asked in my classes as to how is this money, how does this money come to does it come to the player? Yes, it does. 2.7 crore is given right after the first match is played. 2.7 means 10%, sorry. 10% is given after the first match. During the season, about 60% comes, 60%. And the last 30% comes after the edition is over, the tournament is over. So 10% around the first match, 60% around during the course of the tournament, and the last 30% after the event is over. So this all money will go to Rishabh Pant. Okay. To eliminate gender-based violence, the center has launched a national campaign called Ab Koi Bahana Nahi. Now there is no excuse. Which ministry or institution are part of this initiative? In fact, the Ministry of Women and Child Development, and of course the Ministry of Rural Development as far as the Government of India is concerned, and then the international body called UN Women. UN Women. See, this thing about gender violence, and we are discussing here when we talk of gender-based violence, as far as India is concerned, we look at it in terms of violence against women, because that's the dominant thing here as far as gender-based violence is concerned. Thousands of women are killed by mostly their family members. Yes, 60% of female femicide, the female killings, that is their female murders, they are called femicide, femicid, killing of women. Nearly 60% of these cases, in 60% of the cases, the perpetrator is a known member, usually the family member. Then there is this female infanticide, that is a child is born, a girl child is born, and the baby girl is killed right after birth, basically. Sometimes there is female feticide, knowing the gender, sex of the fetus, that is, the baby in the womb. Some people don't want a girl child, so they abort the fetus. So there is female feticide, there is female infanticide, overall femicide. Then there is rape, molestation. Then there is female genital mutilation. Now, female genital mutilation, FGM, is not predominant in India, but it's quite predominant in countries in Africa, in West Asia. What is FGM? Female genital mutilation. See, I will not associate this with a particular religion, but you should know that Abrahamic faiths, like Judaism, Christianity, and Islam more or less call for this. But many people would say religions are not important here. Ethnicity or the local culture is important. So I'll keep it open, my friends. I'm a teacher, so I'm a learner. Yeah, because I've read about this female genital mutilation extensively. I'll keep myself limited to my area. Now, female genital mutilation is the mutilation of the clitoris, which is at the very top of the female genital organ, external organ it is. So by cutting the clitoris, a woman would not indulge in sexual stimulation. That is where religion comes into play. Okay, so a person should not indulge in personal pleasure, by stimulation of one's own organs. So this is what female genital mutilation is about, cutting of the clitoris. And this is a major issue in especially Southwestern Africa, Western Africa, and Sub-Saharan Africa. Especially countries which are predominantly populated by tribal Islamic cultures, basically. Okay, within Islam, tribal cultures. So who are the ministry? Who's the ministry of who's head of the Ministry of Women and Child Development? The minister's name is Annapurna Devi. Then we have Ministry of Rural Development headed by Shivraj Singh Chauhan. UN Women is headed by a Jordanian person named Sami, S-A-M-I, Sami Bahous, B-A-H-O-U-S, Sami Bahous. The full name is Seema Sami Bahous. Let me repeat. Seema, S-I-M-A, Seema, Sami, S-A-M-I, Sami Bahous, B-A-H-O-U-S. She is the head of UN Women. Okay. I suggest you read a bit about violence against women. We need to sensitize ourselves. We need to sensitize not just ourselves, but also the people around us about the impact of such violence on women, on the girl child, and of course the society at large. Yeah. Dash won the 40th All India Governors Gold Cup held at Gangtok, Northeast United Football Club. This All India Governors Football Gold Cup is also called the Sikkim Gold Cup because it was held in Sikkim. So this was held in between the final was it had overall 16 teams in the tournament, and as you would know, the winner is mentioned there, Northeast United Football Club, FC's Football Club, and the runner-up was Gangtok Himalayan. So winner Northeast United, runner-up Gangtok Himalayan. That's about it, hardly anything else to discuss here. The COP29, we discussed this in the previous session as well. COP29 is the Conference of Parties, which is basically, you could relate it to the United Nations Climate Change Conference. Okay, so the COP29 adopted $300 billion in annual global finance to help developing countries, come up with climate change mitigation ideas. $300 billion is very low, my friends, very low. See, this entire thing about climate change, historically, the West is to be blamed for this. Developed countries in the West, especially Britain, France, Germany, Spain, Western Europe, and of course the United States and Canada, they are to be blamed for what's happening today. And today, what's happening today, melting glaciers, rising global temperature, average global surface temperature, all these are consequences of centuries of use of fossil fuels by the West. Now, if who is being negatively impacted by these consequences? Poor countries, low-lying countries, especially the island countries. So these countries, the developed countries, have said that we'll give you $300 billion per annum. Now, this fund would be called New Collective Quantified Goal. New Collective Quantified Goal. So NCQG is New Collective Quantified Goal, and the rich countries, they said, look, take it, man. The poor countries, the developing countries, have refused to accept just $300 billion. They say that at least $500 billion should be promised by the rich countries. The rich countries also say that, well, China is the biggest polluter. China is the biggest polluter. Per capita wise, we have the smallest carbon footprint. You know that? Yes. Per capita wise, India has the smallest greenhouse gas emissions. We are talking of, a large population base now, isn't it? So, I don't know how far this will go, because clean technology is very expensive. Very expensive. By the way, the COP29 was headed by President. The President, there is a President, there is the other body also. The President of COP29 was a guy called Mukhtar Babayev. Mukhtar, M-U-K-H-T-A-R, Mukhtar Babayev, B-A-B-A-Y-E-V, Babayev. Okay, Mukhtar Babayev, and he is Minister of Azerbaijan. Funnily, oil minister, fossil fuels and all that stuff. It's an irony, you can say that. So, Azerbaijan played host. The capital of Azerbaijan is Baku, B-A-K-U. That played host to the UN Climate Change Conference, COP29. Okay. Who defeated Jonathan Christie to win the men's singles title at 2024 China Masters Badminton Tournament? Choice 5, there is a repeat there. Jonathan Christie, it's incorrect actually. It's a funny thing, he himself cannot defeat, his own self. Of course, we do that. Choice 4, Anders Antonsen won the men's singles title at China Masters, badminton tournament. Remember this? The men's winner was Anders Antonsen of Denmark, and the women's singles winner was An Se-young of South Korea. Let me repeat the name. An space Se, S-E hyphen Young. A-N space S-E hyphen Young, Y-O-U-N-G of South Korea. So you got both the men's as well as the female, women's singles winners. Yamundu Orsi is the new president of Uruguay. This is Uruguay. Yeah. Uruguay, you have, this is where the first football World Cup was held in 1930. Remember this, 1930. Now, Uruguay's capital, as you can see here, is Montevideo. Montevideo. Montevinteo. Montevideo. What are the choices here? Colombia. This is Colombia in orange here. Colombia is the world's, it's the only country in the world to be named after Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus. And at one time, till recently, in fact, it was nicknamed the cocaine capital of the world. Cocaine. CAINE. Cocaine. Drug. Narcotic. Yeah. Colombia. And the president here is Gustavo Petro. Gustavo. Gustavo. Gustavo Petro. 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 Chile. You see, this is Chile. North, south, it's like a Chile actually. Pretty long, very narrow, east to west. Colombia is Gustavo Petro. Chile is, the capital is Santiago, Santiago, Santiago. And the president is a leftist called, a socialist called Gabriel Boric. Gabriel. Gabriel Boric. 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 Gabriel Boric. Argentina, it's a pretty large country. I think the 8th largest country in the world. It's the 8th largest country in the world. Argentina's capital is Buenos Aires. It's mentioned there. And the president is a right-winger, Javier Milei. Javier. Let me repeat. Javier. Javier Milei. 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 Javier. J is pronounced with an H in Spanish. Brazil, well, Brazil is the 5th largest country in the world by area, and its population is about 22 crore. The president is Lula da Silva. Lula, L-U-L-A, Lula da Silva, Silva. In fact, the full name is Luis Inacio Lula da Silva, but his nickname is Lula, so people go with Lula. India has been ranked dash in the climate change performance index, 10th rather. We are ranked 10th, and what is the basic idea? The CCPI's major aim is to enhance transparency in international climate policies. To promote transparency, to come up with, those policies that will protect the environment and lower the impact of adverse climate change, negative climate change. No country has come up has done exceptionally well, basically. So India is number 10. 1, 2, 3, no 3. There's the top 3 positions are khali, empty. Rank 4, Denmark. Rank 4, I think is Denmark. Yeah, I'm not very sure if it's Denmark or some country. Yeah, I think it's Denmark. Yeah. So, name the 13-year-old cricketer who became the youngest player in IPL history after being signed by Rajasthan Royals for 1.1 crore. 1.1 crore is Vaibhav Suryavanshi. Vaibhav Suryavanshi. As you know, Rajasthan Royals is one of the IPL teams. I think they won the, one IPL title also. I'm not very sure because I think it's been some time since this thing started. Yeah. Now, let me come back to this. I mentioned that Denmark is number 4. Yeah, yes, Denmark is number 4, and of course, sixth. I think 63 countries were ranked. Iran comes in 63rd place. Iran 63rd. India has done exceptionally well. And we have come up with policies that kind of have mitigated the adverse impact of climate change in different parts of the country. Plus, we are promoting renewable energies, sources. Solar power, we have wind power, and solar power is picking up in a very, very big way in India, my friends. Highest rank Denmark, 10th rank India, last rank Iran, 63rd rank. We mentioned this. We will not discuss this further. Which country topped the Climate Change Performance Index CCPI published by German Watch and New Climate Institute? Denmark is mentioned there. Denmark number 4, number 5 Netherlands, number 6 UK, number 7 Philippines, number 8 Morocco, number 9 Norway, number 10 India. So the one that's missing here, see in the order in which these are mentioned, these are ranked 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 is Norway, 10 is India. 10 is India. Then the recipients of the Indira Gandhi Prize for Peace, Disarmament and Development for 2023. Daniel Borenbaum and Ali Abu Awad. Daniel is from Argentina. He's a musician. He is a music conductor, and he has promoted peace through this basically. Daniel of Argentina and Ali Abu. Ali is from Palestine. He's from Palestine. He's a Palestine peace activist. He does not believe in violence like Hamas does. So Ali says the best way to go forward to live in peace is to come up with peaceful solutions, and he is promoting a non-violent national movement called Tagheer, Tagheer. Tagheer, Tagheer, which is a Palestinian non-violent national movement. More power to people like Ali. So he's been recognized the world over, of course. And those of you who don't know, Indira Gandhi was the Prime Minister of India between 1966 and 77. Let me repeat, 1966 and 77, and 1980 till her death in 84. So between 80 and 84, she was again the Prime Minister of India. The centre has approved the launch of the National Mission on Natural Farming with a total outlay of, it's mentioned there. What is natural farming? It's a way of chemical-free farming based on, desi cow, locally available resources and all. The idea is to see this requires a behavioral change in the farmer's mind. It requires behavioral change from our farmer's side. There has to be a shift away from chemicals, pesticides and all that. Okay. Which country is hosting the 2024 World Chess Championship featuring Ding Liren and Dommaraju Gukesh? Now Ding Liren is from Ding is a Chinese, Gukesh of course is an Indian, and Ding is currently world number 20, not in the top 23. He is world number 23, and Gukesh is world number 5. Gukesh is considered the favorite to win the tournament. Gukesh is world number 5 and Liren is 23, world number 23. Singapore is hosting this. As of today, there is a tie between both the guys, Gukesh and Liren. It's around 4.5 points each. Which, and by the way, those of you who don't know, Gukesh is the third youngest grandmaster in history. Third youngest grandmaster in history. He's also the youngest contender for the World Chess Championship. Youngest challenger. Which driver won his 4th consecutive Formula 1 World Championship? Verstappen. He belongs to Netherlands. And this is his 4th consecutive World Championship. And you should also know that, ladies and gentlemen, before him there was a guy called Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton and Michael Schumacher have, they hold the world record with 7 world championships each. Now Max has already won 3, and he looks like he's going to be there for some time at the very top. So number 2 was Lando Norris. Number 3 was, of course, Lando Norris belongs to UK. In the 3rd place was Charles Leclerc. He belongs to a small place called Monaco. Monaco, Monaco. India observes, you could say it's a continuous thing, every year thing, annual thing. India observes its Constitution Day on 26 November. 26 November. Why 26 November? Because in the preamble, in the last paragraph, it's clearly mentioned that the Preamble starts with, "We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure all its citizens justice, different kinds, liberty, different kinds, and promote among them, fraternity and all that stuff." In the last paragraph, it clearly says that do we hereby adopt, enact, and on this 26th day of 1949, 26th day of November 1949, do we hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this constitution. So we were ready. We adopted the constitution on 26th November 1949, but we waited for another 2 months to enforce it because we wanted to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the Purna Swaraj Divas of 1930. That is why January 26. Who became the first Indian to host the 52nd edition of the International Emmy Awards 2024 held in New York? These are International Emmy Awards, and Veer Das, the Indian comedian, a stand-up comedian. People, I have never watched him, so I cannot say much about him. They recognize the best television shows produced and aired outside the US. As far as the Emmy Awards are concerned, the regular Emmy Awards, they are meant for the US. Shows produced and aired in the US. But these are International Emmy Awards. Okay? So, which Indian was awarded the 2024 Pfizer Award for his groundbreaking book titled Brown Skins, White Coats, Race Science in India? How race came to dominate the medical profession, the sciences in this period, especially before independence, is the story of this book. Okay, Mukherjee has written this book. See, different spellings, different people, different parts of the world, different spellings. That's why Mukherjee is spelled differently here. The central government has approved an investment of nearly 2,000 crore for constructing the Hio hydroelectric project, which is in Arunachal Pradesh. Now, you see, Arunachal Pradesh has a lot of rivers, and you should know that these rivers, most of them flow over the mountain. They are mountainous, they flow through mountains. They form gorges and everything. That is which are pretty important to pretty amenable to generating electricity. And the river on which this is built is a river called Yarjep. Yarjep. You could write this YARJEP. Yarjep River. Okay. So the project Hio hydroelectric project is being built by the river Yarjep. YARJEP. With which space agency has ISRO signed the implementation agreement for strengthening cooperation in space activities between the two countries? Australian Space Agency. The rest, ESA is European Space Agency, Roscosmos is the Russian Space Agency, China National Space Administration is CNSA, Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency is JAXA. In partnership with NTPC, which company has set up India's first green hydrogen fueling station in Leh. Leh, as you know, is the capital of Ladakh, the union territory of Ladakh. And Amara Raja Infra. Amara Raja is one of the largest automotive battery companies in the world. Amara Raja, the name comes from the founder's parents. Amara is Amaravati. Raja, Rajgopal Naidu. So Amaravati, his mother's name, and Rajgopala Naidu, his papa's name, gave his name, they gave their names to Amara Raja. Okay? Which Maharatna company has been conferred the Green World Environment Award 2024 in the CSR category? Coal India Limited. So we have, why don't we look at the CEO's names and all that? CEO of each of these companies. Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited is Sadashiv Murthy Koppu. Sadashiv Murthy Koppu. 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 Coal India Limited. PM Prasad. Choice 3. Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited, headed by G. Krishna Kumar. G. Krishna Kumar. Choice 4, Oil India Limited. I'm not very familiar with. Yeah, Dr. Ranjit Rath. Dr. Ranjit Rath. R-A-T-H. Rath. Dr. Ranjit Rath. 5, ONGC. Headed by Arun Kumar Singh. Arun Kumar Singh. Which city hosted a 2024 Syed Modi International Badminton Tournament? Syed Modi was a 7-time national badminton champion. He was shot dead. This was a result of a unsavory episode involving his wife and all. So no evidence was found. Initially, the wife and her paramour were indicted, but then they were all released. Subsequently. So he was shot dead. He was a national champion. 7-time national champion. In his honor, this tournament is held, and was held in Lucknow. You should also know that the men's winner was Lakshya Sen, S-E-N, Sen, and the women's singles winner was P.V. Sindhu. Which country has been ranked first in the 2024 Sustainable Trade Index for the third time in a row? It should be in a row. There should be gap between A and row, R-O-W. Yeah. New Zealand is ranked number 1. Whatever economic policies the country comes up with, it has to keep in mind environmental safety, sustainable development, and of course overall societal development. Ranked number 1 was Australia. Ranked number 2 was UK, United Kingdom. Ranked number 3, Australia. So New Zealand, UK, United Kingdom, and Australia. India ranked 23rd. 30 countries were ranked. India ranked 23rd. Last was Russia. 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 Oh, that's all from me, Bharat C. Jain. Thank you for being here. Have a lot of fun. Stay curious.